here, I do have to ask, what is your relationship with the Court of Wonder and Rue? We were all there, but she never said why. We were all there.
I saw an opportunity to strike, and I took it, insinuating that the duel was due to the dishonor felt by Delloso de la Rue at a rejected marriage proposal by the Viscountess Grabalba. Truth, my lady, that I tell to you now in all honesty, I've got no idea what the duel was about. I really don't. I have no clue.
What?
I straight up have no clue. Well, there was a moment in the woods that I shared with Rue where I invited them to come into a hiding space with me, and they declined, and I worried that I had hurt their feelings, and they left abruptly, and they commanded me to continue in the hunt. And as the master of ceremonies, I dare not deny their request. And the following morning, I had apparently... My understanding, based on context alone, is that an attempt at kindness and civility from me was so odious to Delloso de la Rue that it moved them to tears. And rather than having the courage to explain to me why my affections would be so onerous, I suppose I was so far beneath them that they saw fit that their assistant would be enough to reclaim their lost honor.
Oh, shit.
My dear, sick, twisted little Hob. Remember this slight, remember the choice that they made, that their court always makes. You are best as a blunt instrument.
The white dress sorts of fades away, and then my real form appears to all. And before you stands a 7-foot-tall owl bear wearing a beautiful Regency era gown, but this is a hulking monster standing before you. On the right side of the tuft is like a collection of peonies, which is like their flower.
Oh, you mean like the flower right behind you?
Yes, very much that, yeah. So it's that sort of flower. My eyes dart around for Captain Hob.
Where did they find you?
I'm walking towards the Lords of the Wing, and as I see the glamour fade, my eyes go wide in surprise, as I did not believe you to be wearing a glamour. The glamour starts to fade. Shock, a deep admiration of a bravery that he does not possess, followed by a very clockable moment of marveling at the splendor of your true form. And I stumble and swivel my head and continue walking. The most affected that I have been today is at Rue's transformation, because I think that moved Hob from a position of, oh, this like titan of the Court of Wonder was so disgusted by my offer of affection that they sent their assistant to come duel me. And then seeing Rue's transformation, I think Hob went like, what Rue was going through was so much more massive, and it just wasn't about you. Like, you just didn't matter to that person. Like, that person was wrestling with stuff that you could not have understood. So I think Hob was like, you were a fool, that's all right, and is touched by their act of bravery and more smitten than before, but is very much like, the door is closed on that. And, you know, I think in my head, I just go like,
An end to distraction, Captain. The Crystal Heart.
but the Crystal Heart is not what he desires as he goes into the maze. He desires the same thing he instructed all of his salt goblins to desire, which is the other goblins. And as he enters the maze, I think I go, the goblins.
And in that moment, you are saying aloud your orders. And even as you say it, and maybe there's a bit of the magic of this place, a little breeze that ruffles the hedges that comes across your nose and you smell peonies.
I stop in my tracks. I look in the direction of the wind that was carrying that scent. Do I see anything?
And what you see is a hedge closed. But strangely, this like beautiful growing and deepening dome top. As you're thinking, very faintly, the sound of goblins giggling and running, but that seems a little farther away.
This is heartbreaking.
But it's there.
Hob on his digitigrade legs, those cat-like legs that have the ankle come up, so just the tip of the paw is sort of what touches the ground. He was already pressing into the earth, about to take a step in the direction of the dome. Due to pure enchantment, the smell of peonies, he was reacting before he could think there was something deeper and more profound at work. And then he hears the goblins. And I think had he not heard the goblins, this story would take a different turn. But the chattering of the goblins sounds enough like reproachful laughter of scorn and derision. And he remembers that the last time there was a challenge of the bloom, he forsook his duty and his reward was scorn and humiliation. And I think he turns to join the goblins and in that moment knows himself a coward.
Looking back over your shoulder, the hedges fall in on themselves and there is no way back. Only forward. And you walk for a couple minutes.
Men, at attention in front of your Viscountess! And
They just start dry humping each other.
very good. That is goblin attention.
And I am going to open the tablecloth, wipe a quick tear from my eye, and I go,
All of you soldiers, into the sack at once.
Feeling what it's like to be seen as a self and accepted, I feel a lot of calm. On the back of that is anchored with the thought of Hob. I just keep thinking that look that we gave each other when I was looking for him, because that's the only one that mattered to Rue.
Yeah.
It's etched in Rue's brain, the look of approval, just a look back. That makes me very happy. But I'm snapped back into reality in the present moment, and I look at